Welcome to At Home Eats. My name is Shelby, and we're going to start it over again. Hey everyone, welcome to At Home Eats. My name is Shelby, and today we are going to continue with our Meatball Bonanza series with a turkey meatball with spinach, red pepper, and Asiago cheese. So let's get started. So we're gonna start with a pound of ground turkey. So I got a ground turkey all ready to go. And then we're gonna add in some wonderful seasonings, and I'm gonna give you guys a really good tip to make our turkey a lot less dry and moist and delicious. Because that is what I get most of all when people tell me, I don't really wanna use turkey, and after that comes because it's dry. So I'm gonna tell you how to make it so it's not dry and it's still good and it's still a great alternative for red meats. So for our turkey meatball today, we're gonna add some spinach. We're gonna add some minced chopped garlic. We're gonna add some salt, pepper, and it's actually celery salt, so it gives it a nice little dimension of flavor. We're gonna add some egg to it. We're gonna add some thyme, smoked paprika, some Asiago and Parmesan cheese, and last but not least, a great way to make this meatball as moist as possible, red pepper and onion that are sauteed on top of the stove. So a great way, again, to make our meat as moist as possible is to add something wet to the dry ingredients. We already sauteed the red pepper and the onion, and we're actually gonna just add that to our turkey meatball. We're gonna mix it up, get it all nice and incorporated, nice and mixed, and then we're gonna actually add it to a baking sheet and bake it in the oven for 375, about 20 to 25 minutes. Okay? So bring this over, and we're just gonna add all of our ingredients. So smoked paprika, thyme, and I'm actually a really big. Ooh, okay. Add that in there. It got kind of stuck at the bottom. Okay. Wonderful celery salt for some more dimension of flavor, and pepper. Garlic, can never do too much garlic. The other day I saw that Wendy Williams says she can eat like a whole clove of garlic like by itself, and I thought that was really awesome. Buy it at like the stores in the Mediterranean area where they have like the grape leaves and the red peppers and all the millions of olives that are amazing. That they have like the cloves of garlic, and she said that I can just pop them in my mouth, and I'm like, that's great. I just hope you have like a mint after or something. It would be a little harsh, you know. So we're just adding the red pepper and the onions, and then we're gonna add some of the chopped spinach. And it actually reminded me too that I'm really moody and music friendly today for some reason. Add the egg. Oh, I love movies. And then we're gonna add Asiago cheese and some more of the Parmesan. Parmesan is our favorite for the meatball series. Okay. So again, we can mix this with our hands, or we can do At Home Eats, magic, and we're gonna go and grab some gloves. Okay, so I'm mic'd now, so you guys should be able to hear me loud and clear. Thank you to my wonderful producer for noticing that I did not have a mic on. So now we're just going to mix and mix and mix. So I'm just gonna bring it in so you guys can see what I'm doing. So, got the spinach in there, got the red pepper in there, and we're just gonna mix and mix. So again, kind of the same idea. So again, we're just mixing, and if you notice, I did not put any breadcrumbs in this. It's because I wanted it to be really about the meat and the veggies and really focus on that. So it's gonna be held together by the egg. So that's why I had that in there. Okay, so now that we have these gloves on, I am actually going to start rolling these out. Actually, first, let's spray. Okay, so we're back. So back to mixing. And then we're just actually going to make these into balls. So again, make them nice and round, Martha Stewart style. And one thing I do like about meatballs is that you could actually add pretty much any sauce to it. You can add a kind of lighter white sauce, like an Alfredo sauce. You can add, these are kind of on the bigger side, which is fine. You can add pesto, you can add like a marinara sauce. In Italy, we'll talk about a little bit later in fun food facts, but in Italy, they use very simple sauces. That's the beauty of their culinary cuisine, is that they are very simple in the way that they make all of their foods. It's very few ingredients, but very bold flavors, and that's why Italian's one of my favorites when it comes to cuisine, and that's why Americans love Italian food so much. And it's one of the easiest things to kind of start making is spaghetti. I think that was the first thing that I learned how to make is spaghetti. So, hats off to my Italian brothers and sisters. You can see it's got the Asiago cheese in there, you can see, and they're a little bit on the larger side, which is fine, but they're really moist and they're gonna be really good. Quick tips, you don't wanna overcrowd your pan, so make sure there's at least like a half an inch between each meatball on the pan. So you don't overcrowd it so they have time to grow and brown and cook. And you don't wanna overcrowd the pan, so about a half an inch between each meatball is good. All right, so then we're gonna cover it up, put it in the oven, again 375, 20 to 25 minutes. And we'll see when we get back. All right guys, now it's time for our segment we like to call Fun Food Facts. So today, the focus will be meatballs. I thought it'd be cool if we did a fun food fact and talk about where meatballs came from. They have a very obscure origination because no one really knows where they started. It is rumored though that they started in Persia, where they actually call their version of the meatball kafta. In general, they are very cultural with origins in the Middle East, South Africa, and the very popular Italian version that we all know. Now, authentic Italian cuisine is actually very simple with very bold flavors. And meatballs are normally made at home, and it's actually reminiscent of a peasant dish, which is where they believe the idea of the meatball was born, because it was actually a way to use cheaper cuts of beef or meat, stale bread, and stretch ingredients for a larger family as the main course with a light broth or oil. So that's where we think that the meatball actually originated from. Now, the spaghetti and meatball phenomenon were invited by Italians to Americans, but they were invented by Americans who adapted the Italian ingredients and combined them with American cuisine. So that's where spaghetti and meatballs came from. That's not Italian. It's American Italian. Okay, so now we've got our turkey meatballs with our red pepper, spinach, and Asiago cheese, and they look amazing. You can obviously see the red pepper that's in there. You can see the spinach that's in there, and the cheese is in there as well. The red pepper adds vitamin C and great nutrients that we need. The spinach adds iron, and for all of our anemic people, that'll definitely help with that, getting some more of those vitamins in there through the spinach. Asiago cheese adds some more depth to it. You can use this meatball for any sauce, as I mentioned before. So you can use it Alfredo, marinara sauce, pesto sauce, or even like a light olive oil and some garlic will be great with this. You can add some pasta to it. Rice would be great as well. And they look so good. I just really want to try one, so we're gonna try one. And they're really, really moist. Remember we talked about that earlier? We talked about adding something wet to it. So we added the red peppers and the onions that were sauteed. And really good. They have so much flavor. It's really important to season. Someone told me this before. Another tip, quick tip, is season your food like it's borderline offensive. And that's what I do. And that's why it's great to have this cooking show, so I can share these things with you. But it's really, really good, really healthy, hardly any carbs at all.
for those people that are watching out for the carbs. Really good source of protein, really filling, and really healthy for us to make because they are baked in the oven. They're not pan fried on top of the stove. See you guys next video when we make a meatball with salmon and fresh dill. See you there. You don't know that. Take that out.